G'day everybody and welcome back after 8 long days at work. Back to the Fiat 500/600 special. Stunned, 600 views on episode 1. People might actually be interested. I know, it's crazy. So last time we were here we had a bit of a look around. We took the water pipe off. Okay, it was rusty, that's cool. Haven't really touched it since. Done a couple of little things just to make it a bit easier for today. So let's have a look and we'll see how it survived a week of just sitting in the weather. So a couple of things that I did through the week. I did discover that it's got a little bit of oil on the stick now after sitting level for the first time in a while. So there is a little bit of oil in the bottom. There's still nothing in the transmission case. And the transmission and the hydraulics on this tractor are one and the same. So we're gonna have to put some oil in there. Today we're going to be draining the oil out of the engine and seeing what's in the gearbox. The other thing that happened this week is shortly after the first video we got 50 mil of rain. So I came out, took the exhaust pipe off and covered that up. Nothing very exciting to watch there. I took the battery off and I took the split pipe off the top, covered it up, so there's a rag shoved in there and a rag shoved in there. It's all taped up. And I took the bird's nest out, which you saw in the last video. It's actually come up remarkably well. It's got paint. There's no real evidence of an oil leak or anything crazy like that. So it's scrubbed up okay. So yeah, we're going to drain the engine sump first and leave it for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to drain the transmission, and then we're actually going to take this sump plate off, because on the tractor in the shed you can't quite see into the engine very well. On this tractor you can, and the other one we might take out is this hydraulic filter. So let's get on with it. Well, that's surprisingly good. Now that's more like it. Okay. So that's just, I'll put it back in the, that's a bit yuck. So we'll have to clean that up. And that's going to need a clean. That's going to need a clean as well. So I'm going to put this up where the dogs won't get it, and then we'll let this drain for a little while. Come back. And the last thing we want to do before we let it drain for a while is to take this little cover off, which gives us access to the flywheel, which, much like the Fiat 450, should give us access to potentially get a bar on it. Let's see if we can get any sort of movement. Oh, hang on. Let me turn the camera around. Thought that moved then. There we go. No. And now we'll look down the bottom. Okay, I've got the pinch bar on the flywheel, and this is going backwards, not forwards, unfortunately. That's not good. See how that crank's going up and down? So I can move the flywheel a little bit. There we go. So we can indeed get it to turn over a little bit. Might be that the water pump's knackered. Okay, happy days, positives. Let's let it drain for a while, and we might see if we can find a way to try and turn the water pump. A bit crude, I know, but alright. So the water pump will still spin. Everything just needs a good hard turn. So gonna let the oil, the other thing we did, we turned the fuel tap on and the fuel tank drained. There was a split in that pipe, so the fuel tank's now empty. So where are we at? Oil's draining. I've got to get some oil from out at the farm from the transmission. If we get some oil for that, I want to drop the sump cover off of there, maybe. Not sure yet. The oil was pretty clean. I might not do that just yet. We've got to install the radiator hose, but for now we'll give that an hour and come back shortly. Hello Hobie, what are you up to? Righto, so it's hard to see down here, but we're going to take this sump cover off. I've got a dog in my ear. We're going to take this sump cover off down here, and then I'm going to lift it off and put it up on this rubbish bin. So we'll get the camera sorted, and I'm just going to stick it up on top. Okay, it's starting to rain again, which is typical, but there were two reasons for taking this sump cover off. One, because I could, EP2, I wanted to see how much metal was in the pan, and just drain some of this oil off. Okay, so there's doesn't feel like there's a lot of metal in there, but there's nothing. Oh, there's a bit. No, I've lost it. So there's a bit of sludge, but not much. Most of the bolts were finger tight. The dog didn't help. So it's starting to rain, so I'm going to put this back on with a couple of bolts, and then we'll wrap up and talk about the next couple of days. What do you reckon? It's going to run? Alrighty, so it's about to rain for 3 days, so we might wrap this up here. I'm still going to go and clean the filter out of the hydraulics around the back, and then we'll put that back in and do it up tight, because then it's done. Next couple of days, I've got to pick another tractor up tomorrow, and there'll be another video about that. And probably won't be back to this job until Thursday. So the sump gasket's on the way, the key's on the way, they should both be here Thursday. Got to get oil from the block to put in the transmission, get oil to put in the engine from the super cheap store, and then I'll also drop the filters, give them a clean, but I won't crack the fuel system till the rain stopped. Surprises of the day, the oil was really clean, no metal on the plug, a couple of little chunks in the bottom of the motor. We will stick the camera up inside before I put the gasket back in and have a look. That can now drain for a couple of days, same as the back. The bungs are out. I do have to crack this bad boy. We might do that in a minute. I've put the cover back on the timing window loosely. I'm still, once I put fresh oil, going to turn it over by hand a few revolutions, and then we'll turn it over without the fuel on, and we've still got to fit the radiator pipe, but we're on the underway. The big win for the day, it turns over, and it turns over not too bad. It needs to go around and around a bit more, so that it all just gets spinning again, and then we've got to grease everything, but that's next time. I think in episode 3 we may well get some power on it, and we'll see if we can get it to at least turn, and then we might see if we can get it to fire. As you can see, I also have a flat tyre, but we can fix that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. So this is the magnetic plug that pulls all the scunge and good shit out of the transmission and the hydraulic tank. So to clean all that off, and once again I've lost a rag. Don't go away. I know, so we'll just wipe all that off. Not hugely worried about that much scunge. It could have been years since this was emptied, and if it's run without oil, which it looks like it might have, then it's no big surprises. Again, we know nothing about this tractor apart from the fact that it's in my driveway and it's free. So I'm going to go put this piece back in, and then we're going to give this some degreaser. Don't worry, your turn's coming, silly tractor. Alright, and last check was on the sump plug, and it's as clean as. So the engine oil's pretty good. It's pretty happy with that. Black, no water. Hydraulic oil, yeah, had some water. Not to be surprised about, but we'll put some fresh stuff in and see how we go. And we are getting closer to tearing this thing apart and finding out what went wrong in this, but not for a few weeks yet. So anyway, see you next time.